Thank you, Mr. Davignon. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, good evening, dear friends. It is a pleasure to be here with you. I'm pleased and honored to address this esteemed audience at Egmont Royal Institute today, in the margins of my first visit to Brussels, in capacity of the Prime Minister of Georgia. Let me also thank the Institute for giving me this excellent and very timely opportunity to speak here today about Georgia's prospects and challenges, from the summit of Vilnius to the summit of Riga. At the background of significant domestic and foreign policy developments in my country, I have come here to share with you Georgian government's European and Euro-Atlantic integration agenda. I will also speak about the post-Vilnius challenges, not least due to external factors. In conclusion, I shall present to your attention Georgia's expectations for 2015 Eastern Partnership Riga Summit. First of all, let me make it clear that European and Euro-Atlantic integration is the cornerstone of Georgia's foreign as well as domestic policy. It is a national idea supported by the Georgian people and all major political parties. The outcome of October 2013 presidential elections served as a clear demonstration of European aspirations of the people of Georgia. At the same time, we are fully conscious that the European integration is a conscious internal process involving wide-scale reforms, and we perfectly understand it. And since coming to power in October 2012, being fully committed to the goal of European integration, my government has initiated and implemented key political and economic reforms directed towards strengthening democracy, rule of law, judicial independence, human rights and fundamental freedom support, businesses and social welfare. 2013 was a year full of various memorable events and achievements in Georgia. To put it shortly, allow me to make 6 points outlining major accomplishments in our domestic policy. First of all, Georgian democracy is proceeding to the next stage of democratic consolidation. October presidential elections have been widely praised by international observers as free and fair, and besides, the Georgian people made it clear that they will not tolerate any more deviations from the democratic path of development, and I believe this is one of the most important achievements of Georgian nation. As another benchmark of Georgia's democratic consolidation, recent constitutional amendments create a more democratic system of checks and balances between the legislative and executive branches. The power centered in the hands of the executive authority has been transferred to the parliament to strengthen the representative democracy in our country. Furthermore, efforts are being made to ensure a free and independent judicial system. The courts have been gradually regaining trust and respect of the people. In the past, the court system, unfortunately, was really discredited. Currently, Georgian media is as free from political pressure as in any other democracy, and I can proudly say that. Protection of human rights and freedoms, including the minority rights, are among our key priorities. We are at the final stage of elaboration of the National Human Rights Strategy, and in this context, we are particularly grateful for the valuable contribution of the European Union Advisor on Human Rights and National Minorities, Mr. Thomas Hammerberg. Last but not least, Georgia is a country where doing business is easy and businesses freely operate in a competitive environment, with strong guarantees of private property rights. And despite the economic challenges, welfare support is doubled. Nationwide health insurance is introduced. A new labor code is fully in line with the International Labour Organization standards. The government finalizes work on the 2020-2020 strategy for social economic development, which aims to ensure a long-term, sustainable, inclusive economic growth in Georgia. According to the World Bank forecast, Georgian economy will increase by 5 to 6% in 2014, more precisely 6.3%. In the last 2 or 3 months, we had significant growth. November, December, 8.1, 8.4%. As a result, strong efforts of the government and firm European aspirations of my people made the year 2013 exceptionally successful for the European Union-Georgia relations. First of all, at the Eastern Partnership Vilnius Summit, we initialed the association agreement, including the deep and comprehensive free trade area, which opened a new chapter in our relations with the European Union. We consider this agreement as a master plan. We call it a master plan for the country's Europeanization. And it reflects a fundamental shift in the political association and provides prospects for an unprecedented level of economic integration with the European Union, and it increases Georgia's attractiveness as a viable investment destination by opening up wide opportunities for businesses. I expect that these new realities will be duly seized by the Georgian international business communities. Another important achievement at the Vilnius Summit was the signature of the framework agreement on participation of Georgia in the EU-led crisis management operations, which above all carries a strong message from our country. Alongside our intensive engagement in NATO's ISAF operation in Afghanistan, Georgia being the largest non-NATO troop contributor. I underline that we are the largest contributor in ISAF mission. Our enthusiasm for joining the European Union partners in the civilian and military missions reflects Georgia's commitment to be not only the beneficiary of the Euro-Atlantic security arrangements, but to remain a reliable partner to the Western efforts to build peace and security worldwide. We have scored significant progress towards finalization of the first legislative phase of the Visa Liberalization Action Plan, which was positively assessed by the Commission. While we hail new opportunities opened by the Vilnius Summit, we must also consider the challenges that come with this process. Number one priority for Georgia is to sign the EU-Georgia Association Agreement as soon as possible. And I made it very clear when I had a meeting previously with President Barroso and today with President Rompuy. And both of them confirmed that we're going to sign this agreement no later than August 2014. And we welcome these statements. On our part, we're doing everything necessary to make this happen. However, I would like to underline that the association agreement in itself is not an end of the game. It is a step towards our eventual integration in the European Union. And as Commissioner Stefan Füle noted at the Munich conference, there should be a light in the end of the tunnel. The second point, ladies and gentlemen, which I want to make here, is that we are more than ever determined to translate declared commitments into concrete actions and policies for the benefit of our citizens. Thirdly, the new realities to be opened by the signature and provisional application of the agreement also imply comprehensive and costly reforms that my country has pledged to undertake. And to this end, the government started to plan the reform agenda in line with the respective obligations under the association agreement. We are also ready to timely finalize the association agenda. Dear friends, a number of Eastern European partners, including Georgia, have come under increasing pressure from the Russian Federation, especially in recent months, to reconsider their European choice, their European aspirations. Of course, we have no illusion as to the possibility of further provocative actions from Moscow, especially before the signature of the association agreement. However, we will remain vigilant to prevent any escalation that could hinder the signature of the implementation of the agreement. We are ready to withstand any pressure because what is at stake is not just another international agreement, but rather the European future of Georgia. At the same time, lessons should be learned from the recent developments in the Eastern Partnership region, especially from Ukraine. The European Union should use all its power to avert any undue interference from a third party in its relations with the European partners. We must join our efforts and design a common position to forestall possible coercive measures directed against the Eastern Partnership. We should together defend the fundamental principle of non-interference and the right of each nation to define and conduct its foreign policy in accordance with the OSCE Helsinki Final Act. Ladies and gentlemen, over the years, Georgia has been trying to lower tensions in relations with Russia. And I would like to say a few words about the Georgia-Russia relations. And we've been consistent in our efforts. And especially since we came into power after the parliamentary elections in 2012, the Georgian government has undertaken a number of constructive steps in order to decrease the tension. And we also started exploring the various areas of cooperation without detriment to Georgia's sovereignty and territorial integrity. We appointed the Prime Minister Special Representative for the relations with Russia. We achieved some results, such as gradual opening of the Russian market for Georgian products. Transport links have improved, people-to-people contacts intensified. At the same time, we decided not to boycott the Sochi Olympic Games. We have even offered to cooperate on these issues related to the security of the Games, and on our part, do everything to prevent any provocations against the Olympic Games. It was a hard decision for us not to boycott the Sochi Olympic Games, but we made this decision, and we are sending our athletes in Sochi. And despite these efforts of my government, Moscow still continues, unfortunately, provocative actions by illegally installing barbed wires and fences along the occupation line on our territory. And we expect further attempts from the Russian side to increase pressure on Georgia. My government will continue to work closely with the European Union and other international partners and friendly nations in order to avert any further deterioration of the situation. In this respect, I would like to particularly underline the critical role of the European Union in the peaceful resolution of the Russia-Georgia conflict. Its unwavering support for Georgia's territorial integrity within its internationally recognized borders is crucial. The European Union's non-recognition policy towards Georgia's occupied regions of Abkhazia and Skhin Valley is of paramount importance. The European Union monitoring mission and the European Union's contribution to the confidence building between the war-divided communities, as well as its active participation in the Geneva international discussions, is invaluable. Dear friends, 2014 is the year of important anniversaries in the EU-Georgia relations. 10 years ago, Georgia joined the European Neighborhood Policy. And 5 years ago, Georgia became part of the European Eastern Partnership Initiative. So this year, in 2014, we will sign the association agreement, which should become the logical consequence of what we have accomplished during our fruitful cooperation with the European Union. Today, any threat to the future of the Eastern Partnership is our common threat. It's not a problem of Ukraine, it is not a problem of Armenia or Azerbaijan or other countries or Moldova. It is our common threat and common problem. With this necessity in mind, we pledge to work closely with our partners in Brussels as well as in each and every European capital in order to make the Eastern Partnership a successful European project. We also expect to see European Union policy in tune with what is at stake for Europe with the Eastern Partnership policy. We also expect that 2014 will be marked with another important development in NATO-Georgia relations, considering our progress on the track of democratic reforms and Euro-Atlantic integration. We do expect that NATO duly acknowledges Georgia's performance, reflects it in concrete decisions, and takes the next step in the integration at the NATO summit in UK this year. In my concluding remarks, I would like to shortly outline what we pledge to do and what we expect to achieve by the Eastern Partnership Riga Summit in 2015. We pledge to continue a far-reaching reforms agenda in line with our commitments under the EU-Georgia Association Agreement agenda. We pledge to further consolidate our democratic achievements and remain a model of successful democratic development in the region. We expect to sign the association agreement by the early autumn this year, and we are ready to participate in the EU programs such as Creative Europe, Erasmus, Horizon 2020, and to explore new avenues of cooperation under the CSDP. And we also expect to start implementation of the provisions of the association agreement pertaining to trade and take first steps towards gradual integration into the European Union and its common economic area. And I hope that at the Riga summit we will be able to positively evaluate the early results of implementation of the association agreement. On our side, we will work hard to achieve Commission's positive recommendation on the visa waiver for short-term travel by the citizens of Georgia. And we expect to carry out new projects in the fields of transport, energy, education, and culture. We expect to enhance the EU's role in the peaceful conflict resolution in Georgia and to see stronger political and financial support from the European Union, including effective implementation of new instruments of assistance. Dear friends, I am confident that we can make it happen. And I expect a constructive exchange of opinion on how to achieve that. Thank you very much for your attention. Thank you.